Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Haziyahshamsudin and today I'm going to share about you the book that I read, which is Jane Eyre by Binti. Here I'm going to explain about the description of the text. So the first, when the novel begins, the title character is a 10-year-old orphan who lives with her uncle's family. Her parents had died of typhus. Other than the nursemaid, the family ostracizes Jane. She is later sent to the Lowood Institution, a charity school where she and the other girls are mistreated. Lowood, as the name suggests, in the low point in Jane's young life. In the face of such adversity, however, she gathers strength and confidence. In early adulthood, after several years as a student and a teacher at Lowood, Jane musters the courage to leave. She finds work as a governess at Thornfield Hall, where she meets her dashing and Byronic employer, the wealthy and impetuous Edward Rochester. At Thornfield, Jane looks after young Adele, daughter of French dancer who was fond of Rochester's mistress, and is befriended by the kindly housekeeper, Mrs. Alice Fairfax. Jane falls in love with Rochester, thought he is expected to marry the snobbish and socially prominent Blanche Ingram. Rochester eventually reciprocates Jane's feeling and proposes marriage. However, on their wedding day, Jane discovers that Rochester cannot legally marry her because he already has a wife, Bertha Mason, who has gone mad and is locked away on the third floor because of her violent behavior. Her presence explains the strange noises has heard in the mansion. Believing that he was tricked into that marriage, Rochester feels justified in pursuing his relationship with Jane. He pleads with her to join him in France, where they can live as husband and wife despite the legal prohibitions. But Jane refuses on principle and flees Thornfield. Jane is taken in by people she later discovers are her cousins. One of them is St. John, a principal clergyman. He gives her a job and soon proposes marriage. Suggesting that she join him as a missionary in India, Jane initially agrees to live with him, but not as his wife. However, St. John pressures her to reconsider his proposal, and a wavering Jane finally appeals to heaven to show her what to do. Just then, she hears a mesmeric call from Rochester. Jane returns to Thornfield to find the estate burned, set on fire by Rochester's wife, who then jumped to her death. Rochester, in an attempt to save her, he was blinded. Reunited, Jane and Rochester marry. Rochester later regains some of his sight, and the couple have a son. So, in order to make you guys understand more about this novel, okay, I'm going to show you based on a few questions. I'm going to answer the questions. So, based on that, you can me is about my opinion of the text. Okay, so for me, this is a great book to read because because actually it shows you on how a woman that is an orphan, that people always never support her. She doesn't have anyone in surrounding her. She just have her friends and the one who being her guardian, and the orphan or charity school that she lives there, the school that she lives. So it shows how this woman get a brave and how that she overcome all of the sensitive issues, and she create her own life. She going out, she put herself. So as a woman, you really need to read this book, and you're gonna have a theory after you read this. Next question is 3 issues that have been listed out. Okay, so for me that I can get 3 issues that I can get listed out from this novel, which is the first issue is about love, family and independence issue, and the second one is about the gender roles issue, and the third one is about social class and social rules. So in this book, it shows on how this woman who is an orphan going out to find her love, to find an independent life, to create her own family and build her own family. So it really shows that she really needs love to be to get a successful life in the journey of her, the journey that when she decided to go out from that orphan school, she actually started a journey to find her love. So it shows you on how that the challenges that she had overcoming, and to get a true love, the one that gonna support her until the end of the day. And then the second one is about the social class and the social rules. Actually, because of it is still in a British era, so they still have the ideology where women cannot go up, women cannot be more than men. So, and it's all this stuff, because in that era they still have that kind of thinking, because they think that women should never be have a greater role than a man. So they just need to do whatever the man said. So they cannot have their own idea and stuff, cannot, because they just need to follow the man that gonna give them food and everything and stuff. So they cannot be someone that actually build something on her own. And this woman really shows you on how she fight all the people ideology and culture, and she shows that a woman actually can do everything. And in order for that, in that journey, actually she finds her love and stuff and all, and she build her own family by the end of the story novel. And the writer tells us that at last she finally married the one that she truly loved, and she the one that she think that gonna care for her, that not gonna overrule her and gonna support her in everything that she does. And finally she get married with that man, and they have a son. And then the last one actually is about gender roles. Gender roles is, I think that it is not more different than social class and social rules, which is social class is where they different the people, where they have to say that upper class people have their own way of life, the low class people have their own way of life. So this kind of thing is actually happened in this era. So she lives she born in as an orphan, right? So she people don't really look at her because of she's an orphan. She had nothing, she have no property or any stuff of that. So it makes that she don't have a name in the society, so the society just blame her and stuff. And then the gender roles itself, because it shows that Jane Eyre is a woman. So as a woman, you cannot do anything. You just have to follow the man. You cannot overrule them. You have to follow everything that they do, they ask you to do. You cannot be more from them and stuff. And she shows that in spite of that, she have the become a brave person. It started actually when she get out from that orphan house lah. So when she step out from that orphan house, she really have a great spirit to overcome everything. So she don't care whatever it is, the things that overhead her, she gonna take over of them. Okay, she gonna solve them all. She gonna face all the challenges. So this really shows how this woman actually successful. But in order for that, she lost everything, and she lost her many of sad story, and her depressed and sad stuff. So she really shows that. And another one is the that been listed out, that because of the Rochester's wife had been declared as a mental health, because actually she has been clarified as someone that has mental issues, because Rochester is actually someone who really have this gender roles problem. So he declared that her wife tried actually to overcome to have a greater things than her husband. So her husband really think that still have this typical minded, which is a gender roles issue, which is woman cannot be more than a man. So he declared that his wife has a mental health and would lock her on the third floor. So this actually shows to Jane Eyre that actually these issues is a big issue. So at the last moment when the woman itself, the wife, she burned the stake. And so Jane Eyre thought that, okay, she really knows that Rochester has this problem and stuff. But at last, when Rochester had become blind because of that, because of the wife that already burned her house, so effect of the burn, so she, oh sorry, effect of the fire, she actually, Rochester had become blind. So Jane Eyre thought that, okay, he giving up on himself, so he have a new ideology and change himself. So that's why Jane Eyre, I think like, in my opinion, that I think that she decided to marry Rochester, because she's not a woman that gonna listen to man, because she live in a she already she already going out with a spirit that she gonna have find a independence life. So in order for that, she must have some her husband that really have an open mind, right? So I think that maybe Rochester had an open mind. So what is my opinion about these issues? Okay, so for me, my opinion about these issues that are being listed out from this novel, which is the gender roles issues, social class issues, and also the family love and independence issues. Okay, for me, this is a really good issues that we can learn. So for me, as gender roles and social class issues are not, we didn't go through that era anymore, so we don't have really actually know about what is actually means by gender roles issues and stuff. But actually, we are living in a technological era, so we never gonna get that ideology somewhat normal also. But we still have there are still some places and some people that still have that kind of ideology and that kind of culture, because their parents itself, I think, that never gonna change and still have that bad minded and bad thinking, that they think that if they send their daughter here and the daughter gonna be have that bad attitude, they're gonna have a culture shock. So they're gonna have a bad behavior. So when they go back to their hometown, so they're gonna have get that behavior to all the people there, and they're gonna change the people, so they're gonna gain respect from society. So that is because they're living on a society like that, right? So I think that by learning this novel, you actually know and how actually women are being disrespect on that era. But for now, we are living in a technological era and successful era, so I don't think that we have this kind of problem anymore. But for family love and independence, I think actually it happens until nowadays, because there are still people who still have families issues, love issues, and the independence life. Because there are still people that I think I read a few articles about this, that actually there are still people who still being touched by their parents, have the typical minded that their child cannot go out, they're gonna expose to bad people, they're gonna get their student to further up their studies, because when they go to universities, they're gonna meet a bad person and bad behavior, and they're gonna they actually have that kind of typical mind, and they're gonna get scared because they're gonna send their daughters to university, they're gonna walk alone. So they're gonna have a long journey alone by bus, by flight and stuff. So actually, that kind of issues still have and still happen nowadays. But for those two issues, I don't think it happens nowadays, because we are already moving forward. Okay, so I think that this book really shows you on how actually these issues happen in that era, and how she overcome it by herself and build her own family and become okay. The next question is how is these issues actually related to anyone that is close to me. So as in my family, I don't think I have that kind of these issues are happening in my family, because I think that my family are just someone that gonna push me actually go further up your studies, you cannot stay at home and stuff. And my mom is the one that gonna push me to study and make sure that I have a degree in my hand, so that when I've been married, my husband cannot do anything to me, because I have everything. That's how my family is. And but for, I think I have a friends which have this problem, these issues, which is one of my friend have these issues. The thing is that she didn't given an opportunities to further up her studies because her dad have this negative thinking, which is her dad think that if she send her daughter to this kind of places, she's going out, right? So she's going far away. We never know that which university we're gonna get. And maybe in police as me, I'm gonna move from Perak to police. It's far away. It took 6 hours for me. And also she's might have a go to university in Sarawak. She need to go by flight. So she is the only daughter. So her father gets scared that her daughter cannot adapt the situation. One is that she cannot adapt to the situation, and the second one is because her father thought that if she had a wrong communicate with the wrong people, so she gonna get a bad behavior, she gonna be ruined, her life gonna be ruined and stuff, and he don't have a braveness to send her daughter. So it's actually a thing that I don't think how I gonna overcome it. But the things that we can actually do is actually by seeing the others around you, because you can just actually on how other people just can send their daughters, and they actually really fine, because they're going home by having a degree on their hand, but your daughter get nothing. So if your daughter are being living on with this sijil progress Malaysia SPM, so she just gonna live and work with that kind of sijil, and your daughter just gonna get married when she finds someone, and you don't even know if the man is actually great or not. It's all about luck for me, I think. And I don't think that if having this kind of thinking is actually a very poor thing for me, because I don't think that you're just gonna ruin your daughter's life for me. So it's a poor thing for her, and I feel really bad for her, but I just help her by being advising her that she need to have a slow talk with her dad, change his mind, talk to him, show him the examples that how this woman going out, have a successful life, becomes a great business woman. Like Nialofa is someone that I really thinking of, that she's a really great woman, on how she's been really great until now, that everyone who know in Malaysia, everyone know who is Nialofa, even overseas people, even the overseas people know who he actually is. So I think that it is a great thing for her to show to his dad that how can this person go out. By going out is not actually ruining your life, but it gives you another opportunity to build your own life. So the next question is what kind of continuation did I want this book to further up? Okay, so for me, I think that the continuation that this book should have is that the writer should tell more about how Jane Eyre raised her child, because she had been an independent woman. She had a brave, and she already overcome all of these issues. So she need to tell us on how she actually dedicate her own child, because we need to know that, because Jane Eyre has been taught as these issues, so she's growing up with these issues always playing in her head. But the writer should show on how this Jane Eyre changed her son's thinking and building up a new life for her son. So I think that the writer should tell more about how Jane Eyre gonna raise her son, because she is the one that have a really great experience. So she might grow her child and educate her with other way that we can't even think. So we don't know how it is. So I think that the writer should expose it more about the son that you have. So I think that is the continuation that I want. If in this book that I think that relevant for the writer to continue with his writing. So for the next question is how I'm gonna recommend who I'm gonna recommend this book. Okay, so for me, I really gonna recommend to you to read this book because it's actually teach you on the issues that you never think of and you never even had a thought, because you're already living in a peaceful era with that nothing of that kind of issues ever happen again. So I think that I would recommend this book to one of my friend that studying law and have this kind of issues also, because I think that she gonna love it, because she gonna have more intentions to study about law, and she gonna learn more on how she can actually save the woman by using the law itself, because she's studying law, right? She must have a law that can nowadays we already have a law that can save the woman and stuff and all, and these issues and gender roles issues and stuff. So I think that by giving this book to her, it's actually open up her mind a bit, and she might relate to the history with her law. So I think that I'm gonna recommend this book to her and all of you, the one that watching this video, because this is a really good novel, which is I take only 2 or 3 videos, maybe, because if I read a novel, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna read it to the end. So for those who really loves to read novel, you should really look at this, because it is one of the best novel that I have been read. Because it really changes your mind, it really open up your mind, it really makes you have a teary eyes, because you are a woman. So automatically after you read this, you're gonna have a feel that, oh my god, poor girl, how did she live in, how did she fight with this? So you really have this kind of mind. So I think that this is a great novel. So thank you for all who was watching this video, and I hope that you guys really try to find this book on the internet. Also they already uploaded it full, so you can read it full version without. I don't think you can get this book anymore, because this is an old book. So I think that by having this book, actually you can read it, and that's all. Hope that you guys can try it. We'll try to read it. Thank you.